Hello guys, on this video we will be talking about the correct shape and form of a paragraph. A paragraph is what? Of course it is a group of sentences which deals with or which treats one single idea. We cannot mix between topics and subjects. This is the first thing you need to know. Now let's dive to, or let's talk about the shape, the correct form of a paragraph, because it is different from writing an essay, and this is the mistake which most of the students make while writing a paragraph. Let's suppose that this is your paper. You leave a space here which is called indentation. You must leave two lines. And then, of course, you start with the capital letter. You start the first sentence with a capital letter. You write your sentence like that. Okay. And then until you finish the first sentence. Of course, and then you continue writing your sentences. There is one mistake which a lot of students make, which is this space here, guys. Here, actually, you never leave that space. You never leave that space here. You must fill in all that gap here, only if you cannot write a full word. In that case, of course, you can go back to the beginning of the line, not here, for example. Let's suppose you finish here, then you start from here. No, it's not correct. This is also another mistake, because if you do this, you will start a new paragraph. And the question says, for example, write a paragraph of a certain topic. So you must stick to one block. If you leave that space here, you are doing what? You are starting a new paragraph. You never give space in the end or in the beginning of the line, except in the first line. And finally, of course, you will end up with that shape. So like that, all your lines must start here, and the same thing here. Okay, only a little space here in the beginning. Of course, until you finish the last sentence. And maybe some of you would ask, where do I put the introduction, the body, and the conclusion? Actually, you put everything in one block, in one paragraph. This is what makes it different from an essay or what is called, or what is known as a text. Let's talk about the different names of the different parts here. So we have in the beginning the first sentence. So let's suppose that it starts from here until here. The first sentence in your paragraph is called a topic sentence. Topic sentence. And to call it a topic sentence, it must give the reader the general idea of your paragraph. And if you write a simple sentence, generally it's not enough. This is why you need to make it at least a compound or complex sentence. So the topic sentence. Then after that, so some people call it topic sentence or thesis sentence. The thesis sentence. Then we move to what is called supporting sentences. What do supporting sentences do? Actually, they give more details, or they elaborate your topic sentence. Then you move to the development, of course. You give more details, you start developing your topic, in which you give more details, you start developing and explaining your topic. And then, of course, finally, you end up with a conclusion. And how do we move from one part to another? Is by using, of course, what is called a transitional words. Let's see what transitional words are. Transitional words. And generally, we are not supposed to use them in the beginning of your paragraph. Avoid starting with one of these transitional words in the beginning of your paragraph. For example, you say first, I don't know, something. No, we actually use them starting from the supporting sentences here, when you start giving more details about your topic sentence, and so on. Then we move to the concluding words. You can use one of these, or we have others, of course, like for example, to sum up briefly, all in all, to conclude. And of course here, you use one of these concluding words to show or to start your conclusion. This is how we actually know, but this is the introduction, and this is the body, and this is the conclusion, just by what? Just by using the transitional words.